Hello everyone and welcome to another match of Roulette Rivals 17. This is now not just the second half of the Swiss stage, but round 5, and with all these elimination qualification matches, we will have one that is important for these two players. It is ThatObserver versus Kum Boychuk. Two players with 2 points after 4 rounds, and the loser will be mathematically eliminated from the knockout stage contention, with the winner living to fight another day in that all-important round 6 next week. And joining me for this very exciting and hopefully entertaining matches. Yanini, how's it going?
Hello, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. I'm also very excited. You just hit the stakes. It's gonna be a great match. As you said, basically an elimination match. So I'm sure both players will give it their all.
Yeah, and I think judging by these map picks, they are meaning business. First up in Berlin with Observer's huge experience here, 50 maps. Of course, Observer is one of the more experienced players. If anyone remembers, it's been so long ago when he was a newer player, but now I think he's one of the more experienced. I don't think it's top 10, but top 20 for sure. Berlin 15 plays, and Boychuk, who is a returning, well, he is a returning rival, just as Observer, but he's actually returning because I think the last tournament he played was either the World Championship or R15, but he is yet to play this year. But from the 4 matches he played this year, winning 2, and I actually don't have the exact score lines, but he did seem well practiced and well prepared for R17.
Absolutely. Yeah. I also don't have that right now, but that's crazy. What a sacrilege that we two don't have all the stats in our brain and on our 10 screens where we just have all the stats open. No, but I think we're gonna be fine. And as you said, Berlin always exciting, of course. Also, quite a difference in personal best, but of course, if Kum already only won one map so far, that's definitely has a chance to improve that on this one. But yeah, Spin's gonna be here soon.
Yeah, you're the admin, which we appreciate. So you're the co-caster, so you get to take the first spin.
Can live with that. We have Drowning as the delivery guy. We have Pistol as a club security. Fire as Rolf Hirschmiller. Explosion Accident as a DJ. And Scrap Sword as a club crew.
3 disguises upstairs, but also three disguises downstairs, the club security being that wild card which could make this spin go either way, starting up and going down or starting down and going up. But the fire as Rolf is, I think, going to be the main challenge of the spin, because you are either going to be bringing in the oil canister for any type of remote action, probably with 2 items then, or you bring up the disguise and just let Lowenthal be proxied in towards the incinerator. I'm not sure yet which would be the best course of action, but at least it's not so loadout heavy, so probably gonna bring the canister.
I would assume the same. As you said, like, there's nothing really that you smuggle in alternatively, I feel like. So you have a good chance to take that in with you. But also, you're right in that it's I think a spin that is approachable from definitely from many sides, because you have that variability with upstairs and downstairs. But both players do choose to start upstairs, just in different starting locations.
Yeah, I think these days, of course, the suit start and the DJ starts have their biggest niches, but the upstairs spins are usually club crew starts, and you do get to start with the club crew disguise. But from Biker, I'd be interested to see. Of course, Boychuk can get, I think that's Agent Thames under the crane, so that's the one disguise or the free one. So I don't think there will be any disguise problem, as Observer will be taking this first triangle of this match with Pistol as club security. Perfect.
Exactly. Pretty neat, disguise grab for the club security. That was pretty cool. And now has got his club crew back and got Swan KO'd near the scrap sword, so it's gonna be a very quick second kill for him.
I was not sure, and I actually say I was sure that he would jeep there, because he kind of KO'd him in a very open spot. It will be a question mark, but it takes forever to deal with the situation. Drop 1 item, and if you want to pick up anything, now is the time. But he has the one-handed SMG, so I don't think anything's needed.
Yep, very much agree. Kum Boychuk did start. Biker, of course, now also grabbed the scrap sword. Legal to carry this around, but of course does not have a club crew disguise yet. But then again, probably gonna grab that off Thames maybe. First of all, gonna get spotted intentionally by Swan here. will chase him into this little area here.
Nice little showcase of that sus lure. A bit of question marks there, but once the door has closed, I don't think anyone will be carrying. There's one club crew lady. No, it's an actual civilian.
Interesting. But yeah, easy cancel should not be an issue. Does not have a club crew though, or any disguise that would grant him a kill here. Ops definitely looking a bit like cleaner in his approaches to the kills. Is now already downstairs, because as you said, the rest of the things you can do down. Well, I mean, he grabbed the delivery guy, which is the last upstairs guys, and now looks to be doing the last 3 kills downstairs. If I haven't missed the setup.
You have not missed the setup, but we also have. Well, we didn't miss because he didn't bring the oil canisters. I've seen it because the briefcase is here, but I think it's primed for the pneumatic device.
Yeah, it looks to be the case. Very interesting. That he then went downstairs without, having any sort of fire kill. He might just be looking to do that last, with going back up with the wolf disguise.
Or at least I want to say that there was nothing in that briefcase, but now I'm confusing myself.
Well, we'll see in a second.
Green. Agent Green, are you
Small
still
kill down
there?
for Boychuk with the pistol crab security, and I think he is about to get these 3 disguise from the changing room. Not thems, but I think both viable in their own spin, so it's actually the little things where both players are doing definitely different approaches, but still it's still an upstairs spin for both of them, so it's nice double play.
Absolutely. Pretty interesting. But yeah, now Kum Boychuk will get his second kill with that 3 club crew, and they are taking on the board tied. Argue with Ops already being
Agent Swan,
downstairs.
Are you still there?
Getting a bit more work done here now, triple shotting Banner down. And already having made probably Chamberlain sick, so he's gonna looking prone to get that 3rd and 4th kill pretty soon.
Clearly, he's not making them.
So he has options to make this kill soundproof, but more importantly, he needs to grab. I was worried for a second, but he needs to get the delivery guy. He needs to press X to drown Agent Chamberlain for kill number 3. All the while, Banner is running down for the 4th kill. And I guess our main question will be answered very soon if there's anything in that briefcase. But even if not, just run up as Rolf and get the final kill in a couple of minutes. Looking good for Observer.
Absolutely. Now he might not want to go in this. Okay, no, that's fine. It's gonna be quite a low knockout, but since no one will hear that, that's not really an issue. I'm not sure if he has a pain somewhere here, but oh, there's the oil canister. There we go. There is the oil canister in there.
Apologies for the false alarm. I think the one time I checked the inventory there was... I thought there is nothing in that briefcase, but luckily there wasn't. That will make the rest of the spin very easy. Which means I think process of elimination, this is the silent kill, but you will want to make explosion accident last and on Montgomery.
Yeah, which makes a lot of sense. I think he even has an egg left, so he could just do that on the stairs wherever. Oh no! Ops going behind the DJ and then subduing him. I'm not sure. I don't think that was intended.
I think the subdue and the other cause of the red gun happened at the same time because of the... fire kill just happened to have some extra or very different loud properties, because the DJ was going to check out Banner no matter what, no matter the bullet distraction or anything else, and in that booth there was already the 2 DJs knocked out.
Oh, probably, yeah, I see, that makes sense, of course. And Observer probably forgot about that. To be fair, I also forgot about that.
Yeah,
so that is very unfortunate, yeah.
Can cause most random off grips there. I think even if you do it on green on the rooftop, someone downstairs hears it, and you can't drop an item, you can't distract anything. It just, you have to KO that random lady who walks up, and it's just making this fire kill so random and annoying. And turns out that it was the demise of this approach by Ops and not even the explosion accident which we were worried about.
Yeah, super interesting. That's of course quite the setback for him. Then again, Kum Boychuk is now 6 minutes in, has so far gotten these 2 kills done. Yeah, looks to be going for a drown on Montgomery here. Since that is who's walking down here. Has I'm not sure if so of course Kum Boychuk does not have an oil canister. He started his spin with KOing Lowenthal at the incinerator, so I guess his last course of action will be going back up there. For now, trying to KO Montgomery's attached guard.
A bit of a trouble there, but this will be a blind spot for all those bikers as well. I think Boychuk's DJ grab was also different. He used the rack so that no one is KO'd actually in the booth, which is not a problem here because Boychuk's not using the canister, but it's very nice and safe. That will be 3 kills down, changing to the DJ, and I think Chamberlain is coming back, so that will be more likely than Banner for the 4th kill.
Absolutely. That sounds, since he hasn't manipulated Banner at all, that sounds pretty likely. Yes, looking pretty good here, with pretty much everything set up. Just needs to execute this kill. I mean, he has these dirty bodies here, but other than that, it's looking very good. Trying to get Chamberlain outside of this area. Very nice. Does get him.
Well, those dirty bodies may be a factor, but hopefully the ensuing explosion will be far enough from that room. Of course, the bikers will be going inside, and Boychuk will actually try to make this any safer. No, he's just going the quicker way up the pipe to the biker area. That's nice.
Nice one. That makes sense. Good passing, yeah.
He's always one step ahead.
That does make sense.
If I remember correctly, he's just one incinerator press away, because I remember the KO on the biker, and I remember I think the corner subdue maybe on Lowenthal. So
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
very little in Boychuk's way now.
Absolutely. Looking pretty good. He's even allowed here, of course, as the owner of the establishment. And as you said, has everything prepared. Just that button press. Maybe even has the bike keys. No, but he has the delivery guy, of course, knocked out. So that will be that exit.
Even better. All those bikers are enforcers for Rolf, so we have to change disguises and all that. But the bike is just even closer. So 10:31 for Boychuk, and an 8:45 first try in game time, which I think is even more impressive. Tough for Observer because he was on a faster run, and I think the way he's doing this one now showing us that he is indeed bringing this canister down, which I didn't notice for so long. But yeah.
I mean, I think Ops had a really nice route, and the canister was, I think, surely the quicker idea here. But just those specific properties of the oil canister kill, just cost him there. That is, of course, pretty unfortunate.
Yeah.
But good to remember. I think you gotta keep that in mind.
Yeah, I was contemplating what to classify this one, because it is intentional, it is player made, but it doesn't feel like a mistake for how rare this situation has been with the canister being so new. But I think that's something that we will have to remember, just like the drive-bys. We have to remember that the breacher is that it doesn't bounce away towards the target's legs, or the taser is not detonated in 5 seconds. I think it's just going to be in the future, it's just going to be a property of this skill, which hopefully with experience people will be caught by less and less.
Absolutely. I mean, to the credit, the oil canister, I feel like still hasn't been around for that long, and so people are still learning. I mean, the fire kills were done for the most of the time naturally, and now a few of them are already done with a fire canister, so there's some new experience to be gained, but I'm sure the players will all get there. But in any case, that was Berlin, won by Kum Boychuk. And now we'll move on to his picked map, which is going to be Paris.
And it is going to be a real home map for Boychuk, because it is his most picked map. The most played would be Hokkaido on 6 maps. 6 spins rather, but Boychuk has only played 15 matches, so I don't think it's expected to be any higher than that. but Hokkaido has only been picked twice and couldn't be picked for the third time today because Observer has banned it,
Agent, get ready.
and it's a Marrakesh ban by
Duel
Boychuk.
starts in 10 seconds.
So we won't see that in the RNG
9,
maps, of which we will be guaranteed one,
7,
but of course
6,
hopefully more for a longer
5,
match.
4,
But
3,
let's see where we're going
2,
next. It's Viktor Novikov
1.
consumed poison tech crew and Dalia
Eliminate
Margolis
the
injected
target.
poison helmet Kruger. This is not the first spin today, which had both consumed and injected for Paris.
Oh, really? Interesting. I have not seen that before, but I felt so bad when I saw the spin pop up, because that is a tricky one. Like, if it would be any other disguise for Dahlia, it would probably be a lot easier. But you cannot trigger the fireworks, because you want Victor to consume his poison, but also you need to grab Helmut. So, I mean, you know, it's still, of course, other ways. And of course, you could, in theory, wait until after Victor consumes his poison to grab Helmut and go up to kill Dahlia, go down. Will like be 1 extra minute, but if the other player doesn't do that, you just lose. So I assume the players will try to grab Helmut before Victor dies.
And I think whoever doesn't do that will be winning this map, but that may be just classified as a bold
maybe.
prediction, and it's not really positive, so I hope I'm gonna be wrong there. Yes, random person versus TK just 6 hours ago had Victor consumed a cicada and Dahlia injected a spell staff, which is so convenient in terms of disguises.
Absolutely.
That I think there was the plan to get both kills set up or done before Victor, but now it's a whole different situation, and Boychuk will be doing what you just suggested, and especially in a chest pass in disguise, I think it's not that big of a deal because maybe a distraction, but definitely a peekaboo could work here.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of options to nice and full peekaboo. I assume he has a sedative. Yeah, he has an egg. I think that should work out just fine. Now, like, I mean, especially in early days, like Helmut without fireworks was always considered impossible. But like, we have so many sedatives and medics and stuff. Oh my god, that was close. It was nearly a full
Jesus
whoosh.
Christ.
Yeah, head turns can be real painful, but he got that disguise very nicely.
It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, since I think throwing the egg would have lured the security guard from above.
Yeah.
But Boychuk got away with this huge head turn, and with a double emetic on Dahlia, all 3 items will be used, but the first kill, importantly, will be done. And yeah, he is on course to, I think, do this whole setup for Victor before, I think, 4.5 minutes, 5 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that looks very good. I very much agree with you.
Well done, 47.
Like, that's very nice. That's definitely like the kill, you know, with the Helmut. It's a more difficult kill. The other one you just have to wait. So he should have plenty of time. If he doesn't push this NPC off the balcony, he should have nice avoidance there. He should have plenty of time to make that. Op is maybe now attempting to grab Helmut. If you can get that quickly, you of course will also have to go up. I mean, Dahlia right now is in her suite, but she won't stay there for too much longer. So I'm not sure if he has anything to kill Dahlia like Kum Boychuk did with his medic. But yeah, I mean, Kum Boychuk looking really clean so far. I don't like if you can just do setup in time, which he should be able to. He will just get this.
So I kind of blanked out and watched Observer for 20 seconds, but that's not long enough for Boychuk to go downstairs, so I don't think he has read the recipe yet, but 2:30 now, goes down and reads the recipe.
Yeah.
I think he can do everything, and then the tech crew is basically on the way, just 1 floor above. It felt like a bigger challenge when I first saw this spin, and I did say that could cause troubles for the players if they do try to rush it, but it seems like it doesn't really even feel like rushing with Boychuk's usage of all these items.
No, I mean, I agree. I also considered it quite a challenge. But I think Kum Boychuk was like, with this really nice helmet grab, just, and Ops getting spotted by the roaming cicada there. That hurt.
Yeah, I think he was very safe on the side of the helipad, the helicopter garden.
Yeah.
But he just wants one more on the shed side, you would see Observer. And it is, of course, not great currently for Obs, but maybe there will be a little bit of a salvation that he was, and he is actually behind as well.
Yeah, that is true. I think Kum Boychuk definitely had the better strat anyway, because Ops didn't really have a plan for Dahlia, as far as I'm aware. Of course, Kum Boychuk also, like, it is nice that he killed Dahlia first, in the sense that he just got free poison from her. So, didn't have to worry about that one.
Oh, not sure what.
what-
Ah, okay, I understand now. Boychuk threw the fire extinguisher to the bottom of these stairs. And we can see the two FEs right now next to each other. And that was a
yes.
huge lure for the tech crew down. Because who knows, maybe, you know, every second counts to grab these guys. And in reality now, Boychuk can just wait in the door, which is not the exit prone, but
Yeah.
I think he's done basically.
He definitely would have had some time, so don't think it mattered too much. But nice anyway. You know, you never know if that like if suddenly you really need it. Even bumped Victor a little bit. But I think that was just very cleanly executed. A great plan of his, and just very cleanly done.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only way you can do this any more perfectly, and another little ways, the one bump on Victor. Of course, every second counts for loading, but I think that was fairly quick by Boychuk, and that one pause he did at the end. But I think this approach by Boychuk will beat, if not everyone in the community, everyone but 2-3 players. That was wonderfully done.
Score 4-2.
For sure, like that's. I mean, I think, as you said, like he made it look so easy, but grabbing a Helmut Kruger without the fireworks is definitely a challenge for pretty much everyone. So that is still like, yeah, he really showed why he picked Paris and why it's his home map. Pretty cool. Can't argue with that.
I think in general he's just very confident in season 1, which is not good news for Observer because the first RNG map is Sapienza as well, and I can just very quickly check, but yeah, Sapienza 2 wins, 1 loss, right in the middle with that 67% win rate. No, it's top 5 actually for Boychuk. And the Observer 7-5 is also 5th. Yeah, 7 from 12. So not all hope is lost, especially looking at personal best. Observer, not many players can go under 4.5 minutes, even in today's terms, even with today's straightforward spins. So really anyone's game still, and yeah, this is match point and elimination point, if I can say it that way, because Observer does need a win. Both players do.
Absolutely. That does make it sound more tense, but it is tense because, as you said, really high stakes here. I mean, there's of course still the option for reverse sweep, but it is gonna be difficult for Observer. He will have to win all three remaining maps to stay in contention. Well, technically, we could see a tie on the map, and both players would walk away with half a point. Still, both would have then chances to advance, just lower chances, but they would still be there.
Yeah, I think the rule of thumb is 3.5 will be enough for 1 or maybe 2 players, but you really do want to be the one with the highest differential. And these players, Boychuk has 1 diff and Observer has 0.5. That's I don't think that's high enough to be hoping for a 16 spot. So for these players in particular, they do need the win.
Yeah, absolutely. That is a very good point. If that is not high enough in the differential, very likely to make a 3.5 advancement happen. So yeah, as you said, basically circle back to that. This is elimination point for Observer.
Agent, get ready. Duel starts in 10 seconds.
And the spin will be here in just a few seconds.
6,
and it
5,
will be
4,
injected poison again
3,
as
2,
Vader for Sylvia
1.
Caruso, and
Eliminate the
SMG
target.
as a biolab security guard for Francesca DeSantis.
So much to know in Sapienza in terms of strats and approaches and what to go for, but I think there is one very specific tech which will help this spin is if you want to grab the waiter very quickly with the banana, but I think other than that it's just a mostly straightforward spin. Always the arguments for maybe the virus lure, but for this one I feel like it is just too straightforward to go off the beaten path. That being said, Boychuk is going, both of them are going lab, which interesting.
Oh, that's that's really interesting to me because I mean I'm maybe a bit biased because I think bias lures like almost never the best option. But it definitely definitely can be an interesting variant for the players. I wouldn't have expected that both go for a lap start because of course biolabs you always kind of want to get to the skies for Francesca first, but the waiter is like normally want to grab the outside disguises first as well. That's normally the priority. And especially a waiter is not that fast to grab if you don't start with it. So interesting to see that they both start in the lab. But we'll see what they make of it. Both gonna delete the cams for now and then climb up to get this biolab security. I assume they will just take that biolab and rush up to Francesca, then grab the waiter. But it's gonna be a live kill for Silvio, so they're gonna they might have to wait, like, even if they get a Francesca kill now with the biolab security, they can't really trigger the panel very well, because that will make Silvio just go up. A good live variant would be either to not trigger the panel at all, or to trigger him his memoirs monologue. But they would have to wait for quite a long time then, so I think they might just both players might just rush out of the... That's the wrong side of the door, yep. Might just rush out of the villa to get a waiter and then get back, then shoot the panel. So interesting that both players seem to be going for the same approach here.
And another thing that both players are doing same, which doesn't really feel like the best situation, is that neither players set their agency pickup in the lab. So they have the silence SMG which is needed for the kill, but they don't have any sedative items to speed up this kill. Observer is doing some amazing strategies here to probably lure up, well, I was gonna say the two guards, but Frenny was the second to be lured, and Observer with the pause. I mean, this is nice, but I don't think this is what Obs wanted.
No, surely not. That's super interesting. Wow. Now Francesca will not come up here. I don't think... Yeah, well, I mean, no point of restarting, really. It's gonna be definitely a delay for him now. Can still, of course, kill her up here. It's just really not what he wanted. Yeah, it's definitely not. Oh, but now also
That's
gonna...
huge.
Oh my god. I mean, if he KOs this guard, Francesca will be coming pretty soon, so we have to drag this pretty quickly, but also there are gonna be those two guards still up here, so really complicated situation for Observer here.
If only the kills were switched up, then you could just poke Francesca and leave her body here, but this is gonna be SMG. You wanna KO the bodyguard on the rooftop, then KO and kill Francesca, and then where's the third guard, and when will he come, if ever? Is it him or is it someone else? I don't think Observer or anyone has been in this situation.
No, definitely not. The other guard is coming now. The problem, he still does have to take care of those two guards will start moving now. They might see the Francesca body. Yep, there we go.
Oh, such a perfect call, but unfortunately.
That is just too much to worry about, and such an... Like, it's such an interesting attempt that he made there, but it was just, like... I don't even know why it happened, like... how it happened like that, but... I mean, I assume... I haven't seen exactly how he got Francesca to respond, but I assume, like, because NPCs, even with VIP behavior, have the problem with the... like, not problem, behave singularly if they're guarded in another room. So the guard might have still been in the other room, and that's why Francesca went up there. Really unfortunate for Observer.
Yeah, that was... I was gonna say Boychuk was asking, but no, Boychuk is playing. Rupan was asking. No, Big Machete was asking, I'm sorry. How could Francesca could get there to the rooftop, but I was actually, yeah, just a thrown distraction, or actually multiple on the rooftop before she was entering the office. And yeah, that's an area where they can hear the throw, and just like the roof or like a ceiling throw in the office, it's a perfect area for the NPCs to investigate. But yeah, it just kind of went wrong, because I think if the two guards go up, then Francesca's isolated and he could have gotten the first kill.
Absolutely. In any case, Kum Boychuk with a 3-minute lead here again. Did Durian a whole lot of people here. Got the waiter, of course, as well. But the waiter went to the one toilet with an NPC in it who he's really trying hard to get rid of. But there are guards, so he's really not having any success. He did pick up some coins, so he might want to try some coin lures. But oh, that works too. I was thinking about that. Very nicely done.
That could have gone really wrong, but luckily there's only one mirror, only one functional mirror in that room, so I guess the waiter was fine without it, without seeing that body.
Yeah.
And now it's just the same way back. The door has been opened with the SMG on the way back. On the way towards here, Rocco's sister is apparently still outside, so no NPCs to worry about. And I think this is just gonna be a panel shot,
Entering the ether lab requires
and the
green
isolation
card
and the
and
poke on Silvio and the EMP grab. So
it seems both
nothing that you wouldn't see in almost all Sapienses anyway.
Absolutely. Now Kum is quite late here, so Silvio has already started his second cycle, so it will be a while till he can respond to that panel shot. But Ops is not quite there yet. He's trying to get the chair wiggle boost here. Hey, they got it.
That's it.
Nice. So Ops might be fast if he has a faster way to grab. Or like at least he has a better timing on this one. So that might be an advantageous position for him, but it's not going to be enough to catch up 3 whole minutes.
No.
If it would be like 1 or 2 minutes, then I think there would be a case to make for Observer might maybe catching up, but not like this probably.
Yeah. All he can go for currently is the better in-game time, which I think he will end up with. Yeah, I think mostly because of the drop. Otherwise, it was very similar for both players. But it's gonna be the same Durian drop. It's probably the same problems. He kind of made sure that
Yeah.
not a lot of NPCs are in range. I was gonna say no one else is in range, but that's a huge. Like Urians are huge in terms of the
Yep.
emetic cloud.
One other NPC got sick, so it's I feel like Kum Boychuk tried to get as many NPCs as possible deliberately. He might have even tried to like get some of them into the mansion, so maybe the waiter was among them, but he wasn't. Waiter will go into the same bathroom, but Kum Boychuk didn't get the KO off as he wanted to, and now he's gonna go upstairs, which is not a big problem. But the waiter, the other guard, is now facing him, so it's not working out. Like, but he's trying to rush past, and it's not gonna work out. He's gonna rip there.
Oh my god. The guard was definitely baiting Boychuk a little, but
Yeah.
he is someone who is known for this. And oh my god, I was gonna talk about the Boychuk rip, but if Observer rips in the meantime, then there's nothing else to talk about. Well, Observer will have the same challenges as Boychuk just a couple of minutes ago, and I think he seems a couple steps more patient, but I don't even know. Back to Boychuk for 1 second. He was really deliberating about whether he wants to. Oh my god! Observer, close the door. Okay.
Oh my god.
I think he grabs the waiter disguise now, and if he lets me speak, then I will finish and give back the word to you. But Boychuk had the situation and the possibility to get the downstairs kill on Silvio, and I couldn't tell you why he hesitated. Maybe the guards were in the same position, maybe he didn't have enough knockout items, because he was in accordance to the position, but he ended up just not doing anything to those guards. And of course, the corridor guard just had to be there, who was turning back and forth and just in the end trolled Boychuk, but that NPC always trolls people, so how much of a mistake and how much of misfortune is a good question.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, also not really sure I hesitated. I assume it's because, the time it takes that guard on the far side, or on the near side, depending on how you look at it, to get into a position where you can KO him, is a bit variable. It's not always the same, so he might have, he has taken quite a while, and he might have thought, well, I don't really want to risk, if I KO both guards, Silvio will have already turned around by that time, and he maybe didn't want to risk that. It's my only explanation. And then, as you said, he, the guard on the hallway was, in the first part of the cycle where he looked at the observatory and saw something, and then, yeah, while resetting, he did that little spin that baited Kum Boychuk. But in any case, Observer now in a very similar position. Maybe he will get this kill off successfully. Kum Boychuk now again with this Francesca kill, but if Observer gets it, it will not matter.
So far, this spin has been one player shadowing the other, and if Observer had the same troubles and save with the waiter grab, then I will be very curious to see if he wants to try this double KO, or is he worried about that one. One extra skill which is good to have is the ability to keep your cool during injected poison kills, and if the NPC panics, just aim the gun at him and you gain that time. Obviously easier for Firewire, but you can do it in most situations cleanly as observers, not even needing to do that.
Absolutely. Very nicely done. Gets that kill off cleanly. It's now just the last hurdle is the virus. And of course that guard is already KO'd. Should have an EMP, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, Observer is gonna, like, a bit of back and forth here. Both players with big ribs, but Kum Boychuk with the later one. So Observer is gonna take this map and maybe start a path to get back into this match.
We do indeed get to a map 4 on this match, nicely done by Observer, which is good news for anyone watching here, because all the... Oh, actually, for the last 2 days now, 2.5 days, a match was either 3-mapper with a sweep, or went all the way to 5, so going with the previous patterns, and I think especially seeing the second RNG map, Observer is definitely the odds-on favorite to make it to map 5.
Absolutely. We'll see the stats in just a second when I send the next spin. But yeah, definitely know a little for this map, and I think he quite likes this map, so might have a chance here. I mean, Kum Boychuk, of course, still on match point, so he's still, of course, in the better position. But if Observer wins this map 4, we'll be all tied up, and map 5 will be our big stakes decider.
So it ended up not really a top win rate or top experience-wise map, but Observer likes Chongqing. Observer has done many science in Chongqing with his Kreis grabs. I think most famously, definitely the engineer, but probably the facility guard as well. He's been there with Mu from the very beginning about once the 2-drone strategy became, I think, mainstream. Of course, that was, I think, Jotes who scienced it, but it doesn't matter. I think Observer knows the ins and outs of this map. Pre-drops, post-drops, with or without cover aims. I don't think he will be surprised by many spins.
Yeah, absolutely. That is definitely the case, and of course Chongqing, I find, like, maybe I'm just imagining it, I feel like I haven't seen, I think this is the first Chongqing I've seen in this tournament. I don't know why, but I think I've seen every map but this one so far. It's crazy. Probably, I'm not sure if it's supported, but just feels like it to me.
This is the 96th match of the tournament, so definitely a couple of Chongqings before, but
yeah, surely. But
they always happen when you are either asleep or just busy.
Apparently.
We can get the Chongqings out of the way before Jan is listening.
Yes. No, I haven't realized it so far, but it's actually crazy. I mean, if we do look at the stats, to be fair, Chongqing has only been picked twice so far. So that, like, this is pretty interesting. Definitely the lowest picked map was 2, and the next one is scale with 6. So it's really pretty stark difference there.
And all the usual suspects are way higher up in the standings. You said Dartmoor. I think I want to say Mumbai on 10 is a surprise to be that high.
Yeah.
Trying to see Ambrose Island, but that's gotta be higher as well. Like, I think for the top maps there are always trends. I think Spot was talking about that he felt that there was a Haven trend, a Colorado trend. But never for the last place maps. It was always just Dartmoor, some other Big 5 map.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you why, but you know that we'll have to spin now. So
let's see Yanini's first R17 Chongqing. It is Hush Scissors as Street Guard and Imogen Roy's SMG as Block Guard. This is insanely simple. The one Scissors is the detour, so I'm very interested to see if this is a knee-jerk 2-drone or what.
Yeah. By the way, I think that is like the diversity in strats with the 2-drone. There was like more and more used recently. I think that's a big reason why Chongqing has picked less, because players are just not feeling that confident in like, is my opponent going to be better at that, or like, am I better at that, or players are just uncertain about it. I think that's why the pick rate is so low.
Yeah, and I would think that some 2-droners would just pick it anyway, because every spin is 2-drone and
Yeah.
I'm just gonna try, but maybe it's not that simple. Maybe you're just afraid
don't
that
know.
it's not a 2-drone spin. Anyway, it's not a pick here, it's just an RNG map, so let's see
Exactly,
how
of
they
course.
prepared they are.
Both are going to start in the restaurant and grab the scissors first, which is that detail you talked about. As I said, the disguises aren't really a big complication here. You will get that block guard after the hush kill anyway, basically. Could have also started in the street guard, but then of course you would have needed to make a detour for the scissors. Both, as the scissors are maybe the most out of the way item, they are grabbed here first. But an interesting diversion here that Observer is going to lure a guard around and take that disguise. Meanwhile, Kum Boychuk infiltrating the arcade and taking the free street guard, and now taking this way up with a triple shot.
And I won't be able to tell you which one is faster, because Observer feel like he's closer, but Boychuk likes to pause buffer, which is legal of course, to make these SMG shots one shot. And now he's on the same floor, just the other side, but of course he will dodge Junli. Will he? Oh, very nice awareness, and we'll be the first one to get this kill.
Oh my god. Observer trying to shoot a drone, but couldn't get it at all. He tried
Oh,
for quite a while, but I was about to say, like, that's gonna be the first diversion here as well, that Observer will shoot a drone early, but he only tried, he didn't get it in the end, so he does not have a drone yet either. So Kum Boychuk definitely with the faster kill here. I only imagine that Observer will not be far behind, but for now, that is that. We are now in the territory of quite a quick block guard grab from Kum Boychuk here, and then if he now shoots a drone, he will meet Imogen at the facility exit. Observer's scissors throw is gonna be heard by Junli.
and this is gonna be trouble, because I don't think he's reacting through a throw. I don't know what saves this one, but maybe it's gonna be fine. I think she's
show,
here
yeah.
still. Okay, that's
Throw
good
will
for
be
Observer.
fine.
Phew.
Yeah, he didn't have a single shot pistol, which would have made it pretty easy to just do that, but his throw apparently works as well. Pretty nice. Will now also grab the block guard, but Kum Boychuk definitely ahead here with this really nice like infiltration route of the blocks that I haven't really seen like that before, but was really efficient for him.
Yeah, I mean, it just all depends on where he can catch Imogen, because I feel like she's going up these stairs, and that's gonna be bullet impact, if not a triple shot, only a double. But more importantly, Boychuk will be late for this downstairs. I saw Imogen is already going up those stairs and on the platform, and after she leaves that platform, she is unavailable for 45 or at least 30 long seconds. And if Observer gets this clean late drone, little bit of whoosh there, which is gonna be fine. I think Observer might be catching up. Observer might be grabbing this one with a tier 3 exit, and Boychuk has stopped Imogen. Is trying to save this one, and we'll get a trank on the guard, but I don't think that we'll make this spin much quicker, and Boychuk is in trouble.
No. It also became whoosh behind now from the lady upstairs. And as you said, I mean, I was wondering, but Observer also has a Imogen that's already passed here, so he won't have a much easier time either.
I think that will be just enough, and because it's a trank, as a last situation, you can trank Imogen, but he misses!
But he missed! Maybe a throw can save it. He's gonna have to
I don't
try.
think she will here.
No, that's gonna be too far gone. Maybe a throw now could still save it, but she will VIP it probably.
At this point, yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Both
players
players.
having troubles with that. I mean, Kum Boychuk shot a drone pretty early. I was already surprised about that. I didn't see when Observer shot a drone, but they both just miscalculated that. But Kum Boychuk now can just kill Imogen once she walked upstairs, and so took back the lead. It was really a real roller coaster. But Kum Boychuk will be taking this map.
Oh my god, Observer had 2 chances to take this win away from Boychuk. The one, the actual late drone shot. I think it's just always better to do at the, 2 minutes 15 to 2:45 mark, because then it's just a straight line there. But Observer also didn't shoot the cameras, and he had to stop and shoot that one last lens. And I think if just Observer does it bit more streamlined. Then he gets the kill downstairs and we would be 4-4 going into 5.
Yeah, I mean, Observer also had the problem that the guard was looking at him, so he couldn't enter the facility earlier. So that is really unfortunate timing for him. But yeah, it's just gonna miss the photo finish window as well. So unfortunate for Ops, Kum Boychuk will take the win here.
Yeah, it was nice to see both of them being able to salvage the situation.
4,
And I
6
think,
to 2.
oh my god, I'm trying to remember one Berlin rip, but I think Paris and Chong were both first tries. It was all around very high level match, but unfortunately the last 4 rounds just made it so that this will be for elimination, and Boychuk will be staying alive in this stage with the ability to hopefully go to 4 points and advance to knockouts.
Yeah, what a match! Like, especially that last map, and so many maps here went back and forth with the lead. I think, I mean, on Paris, Kum Boychuk played really clean. I think there was nothing to be done there. Berlin just that one big fire rip from Ops cost him that map. And then, yeah, the last 2 has been back and forth, but it's not enough to defeat Kum Boychuk here.
Yeah, just goes to show it's a really deep competition. And Observer, I want to, I guess, check it one more time, but he had a very nice streak of top 10 finishes, close to top 10 finishes, and of course Boychuk, I think also making the knockout stage, not in 24 but 23. It's just so many good players and so many players that can, you know, pull off this Chongqing in just 4 or 5 minutes, and all the different maps previously. Very nice to see in this competition. And there will be lots of big names not making it to the final 16, and Observer will be sadly one of them.
Absolutely. That's just how the tournament shapes up, but it is super interesting to look at. And yeah, here we have the standings.
Yes, Boychuk's updated position is 11th, but realistically, of course, it's tie with all the 3-pointers, and I couldn't tell you who else has played there. 5 matches, TK is 1, and I think that's about it. So lots of these players will move up to 4 points, and lots of these 2-point players will move up above Boychuk due to the differential, but not a big problem. I think all that matters for him is face someone in round 6 and beat him for the knockouts. Sadly, it won't be happening for Observer. I can interact like this. Currently 30th, will move up, of course, a bit down, but can still, of course, end up with a nice final match to end up with an even 50% win rate if he chooses to. Of course, no one is forced to. Anyone is free to play as many rounds as they want.
Exactly. But yeah, we highlight that pretty pretty nicely. Observer is now out, and Kum Boychuk will be part of that big pool of players on 3 points who will all be matched up against each other for elimination. That will be very exciting. But yeah, they'll both have to wait for next round to see their opponent there.
Yeah, that all-important round 6 draw / generation. I guess there will be a little bit of draw in there if there are some ties to be broken.
Yeah.
That will be on Tuesday evening, and of course it depends on the final match of round 5, but we are 3 days away from the final draw and 3 days away from knowing everyone's exact path to the knockout stage, which is, of course, a whole different tournament when we get there. But until then, we have, I'm not gonna count, but 15 or so matches to go. Next one in 1 hour and 11 minutes. PGRO versus General Reindeer, casted by Spot the Cat and Deadly Muffin Man. I mean, he will be doing plenty of spotting there. And that's the final Saturday match before currently 5 on Sunday, and you know, probably 5 or 6 on Monday and Tuesday as well, but nice and even and nice and on schedule as always.
Absolutely. Lots of more exciting matches that will decide the final positions before the last all-deciding round. And it's been a pleasure to cast this very nice match with you.
And it's been a pleasure to have you as well. It goes both ways. It's always nice to have you, and also appreciate your adminning on this one.
Gladly.
I think with that said, I can also say thank you all for watching. GG's to both players, and good luck to both in the final round, of course. Good luck to everyone in the last round and a half, if I want to say that. We will have the final 16 in about 8 days' time. And then, of course, the final 16 action begins, the all-important single elimination knockout stage to crown the R17 champion. But of course, until then, many more exciting Swiss stage matches to go. So see you in 1 hour, or some other time, or some other stream. So until then, goodbye.
Bye.